Hello, my name is Leslie Berger, and I will be your host today for Renew. Renew is a show about the College of Forest Resources at Mississippi State University. The College of Forest Resources promotes and enables the conservation, management, and wise use of our natural resources. Today's show is going to feature the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts, one of the 3 units within the College of Forest Resources. And I have 2 guests today from that department, Professor Dan Seal and his graduate student, Cody Bates. Thank you for joining us today, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
I'm excited to learn about the large device you have behind you, but before we cut away to that, tell us a little bit about what you do there in the department, Dr. Seal.
I am a professor in the department. I oversee our mechanical testing and our pressing operations. I also do economics work for the forest industry. We also try to recruit new industry, such as a couple of the new sawmills that have announced recently.
Okay, and you clearly do research with graduate students. And so, Cody, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to Mississippi State?
Yeah, my name is Cody Bates. I came to Mississippi State to study mechanical engineering in 2016. And then just while I was working on my undergrad, I needed a job. So I just went up to financial aid and was looking for a work study job. And the first one that seemed interesting to me was here at Sustainable Bioproducts. At the time, that job was in a microbiology lab, like washing dishes and stuff. So not really related to engineering or mechanical engineering, but I was just trying to get a job at that point. But my then boss for that student worker job, she kind of shared information about this department and the kind of cool technologies that they're working with. And yeah, that was in 2017 during my undergrad, and now it's 2021 and I'm in my 2nd year of graduate school here at the department. So yeah. That's the short version.
Yeah, I'm glad you found your way from microbiology. I laugh because my very first job as a work study student at my undergraduate program was washing glassware. So it's good to have a humble start. Makes you appreciate the value of an education.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Seal, I understand that the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts got a brand new toy. Maybe both, not a toy, but something that will allow you to really move what the department does to the next level. So we have some pictures that show sort of the arrival of this instrument that you have behind you. So would you please explain what we're looking at?
This is a frame press. This is a new to us tool. This press is on a semi-truck. It came to us. We bought it in Minnesota. It came to us on 3 semis. That green piece of metal there weighs 48,000 pounds. We had to hire a crane service to move it into our building. This particular press was the press that oriented strand board that you see in your local building supplies. It was invented on this press. We purchased it, brought it here, had to reassemble it. It was originally made to press the stops, meaning that you turn the press on and put some metal in there just to tell it how thick you wanted the panel to be. Modern pressing technology does not work that way, so we had to build a control panel where we could tell it if you wanted a 1/2 inch board. We have some digital controls that tell it to go to a 1/2 inch and stop, and it will use the amount of pressure that it needs to do that. And there you can see the loader and unloader that goes to the press, and we've already made a board or 2 on it, and it works very, very well. It'll put 530 some odd pounds per square inch, which is in the millions of pounds of pressure on a particular board.
Right. So the department is not getting into the manufacturing business. That's not why you have that press. What is the purpose of going all this effort to move this thing from Minnesota to here? What do you plan on doing with it?
We support industry with research projects. If they have a new project or a new product they want to do a little work on to try to improve it, we work with industry to do that. Uh, in years past, we have missed a number of projects because people wanted to make a 4x8 sheet of plywood or a piece of LVL at a certain length. And we had a 3-foot by 3-foot press. It's just not big enough to do that. This particular press will allow us to make oriented strand board, plywood, laminated veneer lumber, or cross-laminated timber, which is the new hot product coming in, and it should or has the potential to double the demand of lumber. You have buildings now being erected of CLT that are multi-story, and we want our lumber industry to be able to take advantage of that new and emerging market. So that's Cody's research project is going to be the first active CLT project that we're going to do using this particular press.
So Cody, could you tell me what questions you're trying to answer in your research?
Well, the main thing we're trying to answer is with this big press, we're gonna isolate a couple variables in that production process and then break those samples apart to see what we can learn from it. So those main two production variables in my project are going to be bonding pressure, being the amount of pressure applied while it's in the press, as well as the thickness of lamina in each layer of CLT.
Okay.
And this research it'll give us an idea of what is the optimal thickness or the optimal pressure, but also just to get some more data and information out with CLT specifically composed of southern yellow pine for the South.
Okay, well that makes sense because that's a product that's here in the Southeast. You want to be able to see how we can use these local products to produce something that can be used across a wide variety of markets. So for those who might not be familiar with cross-laminated timber, or they've been to their local building manufacturer store and have seen like plywood, how does CLT differ from plywood or OSB?
CLT is somewhat, when you look at a piece of plywood, it has face veneers and then cross bands in the middle. When you look at a piece of CLT, it's made like plywood, except the face boards will be regular lumber, and then the cross bands will be shorter pieces of lumber. And it can be, instead of a 4x8 sheet, you might have a 16-foot long, 5-foot wide, 7 1/4 inch thick sheet that's made up of southern yellow pine lumber. So you have mass timber construction, and the building codes have changed to allow multi-story buildings being built with this. And what happens then is a manufacturer would make those panels, and then there's a special saw that if they have an engineering drawing for a building, that saw will cut out the pieces. Then you ship the pieces, and they're put together with a crane like an erector set. So it's a new wave and a new technology of making a product, but it's also a new way of assembling buildings and structures.
So Cody, from your work that you had as an undergrad in mechanical engineering, how are you able to bring that engineering interest and training to this particular degree program, which is in the College of Forest Resources? It's not what many people would think is an engineering field.
Yeah. Well, when I was still in my engineering curriculum working for that degree, I had an interest in like sustainable things, sustainability in general. And I've had some experience in like a manufacturing facility while I was co-oping, doing that. So I guess the goal is when I leave here to be able to go in industry and commercially produce cross-laminated timber, and hopefully take some of the things that I learned here and hope to optimize those processes for the larger manufacturers of of the product.
Sure. So, Dr. Steele, some people don't perhaps understand the kind of the link between products that are made of timber and this idea of sustainability that Cody was referring to. They might not see taking trees down as being something that is actually good for the environment. So for those people that might have concerns about timber harvest and that idea of sustainability and the idea and harvest together in the same sentence, could you provide just a word on how that can be done sustainably?
Oh, absolutely. When you think about taking down a tree, a crop of timber is just like a crop of corn. It just takes more growing seasons for it to mature. But when you cut that down, you are taking the tree that has stored, I can't remember exactly how many pounds of carbon, but a lot of carbon. And so you're providing carbon storage, and then you replant that and a new forest comes up. And so it is a sustainable process. And right now in Mississippi, we're growing, I think, in excess of 3 times what we're cutting. So we have more timber than we've ever had. It's sustainable, and it's been proven to be sustainable.
Right, so it's taking carbon out of the atmosphere, carbon that gets in the atmosphere from exhaust from cars, a lot of different reasons, and then captures it so that it's no longer in the atmosphere. It's locked up in these timbers that are being used then to build homes, as opposed to, say, steel, which is not as sustainable because it's just a little harder on the environment, takes a lot more inputs. You certainly can't regrow the materials that are used for steel like you can regrow the materials that are used for cross-laminated timbers. So
Absolutely.
It's interesting to see, many people don't see that link between manufacturing, College Forest Resources, mechanical engineering, and your press that you have there really is a way to show those ties between those things and the ways that the College Forest Resources can be involved in this kind of work. So I really appreciate you sharing the work that you're doing there in the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts. Cody, I wish you the best as you move forward on your project. I know you've got some goals that you're working on right now, so that's good. It's good to have a plan. Dr. Steele, thank you for taking time to visit with us today, and I wish you the best with the work that you're doing there in the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts.
Thank you very much.
For those of you who joined us today here at Renew, thank you for taking the time. I hope you've learned a little bit more about the Department of Sustainable Bioproducts and the College of Forest Resources. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Leslie Berger.